Now, Central Oregon's local alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Shaw.
Well, good Thursday morning, 18 minutes before the hour, and the rain that you're experiencing out there, that indeed is going to help things grow, and with that will come some more pollen. However, while it is raining, we get something called washout, and it takes some of that pollen out of the air. Consequently, our tree pollen has backed off to mild, and grass pollen is low this morning. Nothing showing up from weeds just yet, but after all the rain we're going to get for the next several days, plan on all of this going back up once again. 46 degrees at the Bend Airport where the winds are calm, and you can see how heavy the rain is here now in Bend. At Roberts Field, it hasn't been quite that heavy, but they have seen some of that rain. 48 degrees there as well, and they're getting a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast. For the day ahead, we are anticipating a lot more storm activity, and we'll come back to the northwest in a moment. We've had some heavy thunderstorms working their way through Oklahoma, a lot of rain through Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, and points north from there. And a lot of this is because we're looking at this massive low pressure center over central California, and that is helping draw some of this into the Pacific Northwest. Consequently, we here in Central Oregon are going to look for some heavy rain off and on throughout the entire day, and with this we will mix some thunderstorm activity. This is what it looks like on our future track model. While the clouds may break a little bit as we get through the afternoon and evening, you're going to see this heavy rain really start to settle in, and the areas where you see these red dots, that is where we're looking at a lot of thunderstorm activity pushing through. So we saw some of that yesterday. We're going to see some more of it as we get through today. Rain showers will stay with us all night, but they'll weaken just a little bit, and it looks like we're going to live with this chance of rain for the next several days. We're also going to be living with some cooler temperatures. Right now around the state, it's not bad, but we are looking at this cooling down very quickly. Low 40s to low 50s here in Central Oregon to get things underway, and not a great deal of wind. Northwesterly winds are going to ramp up later in the day, probably as early as lunchtime. You're going to see 10 to 20 mile an hour winds, and some areas are going to see gusts as high as 25 to 30 miles per hour. So this is going to be a wind-driven rainy day here on the high desert. Well, looking at the temperatures for today, mid-50s to low 60s, and we are going to be much cooler than yesterday. We hit the mid to upper 70s yesterday. Overnight lows tonight will be colder as well. In fact, upper elevations may get a little bit of snow out of all of this. Cooler temperatures and a chance of rain showers are going to stay with us for the next several days.